Call the special session open for business here. Item A, we have a resolution to authorize prepayment. I accept a motion.
I move to authorize the execution of the resolution to establish an escrow account with UMB Bank, Kansas City, Missouri, to defease and prepay $600,000 principal amount of GO funding bonds, Series 2017, and authorizing the district to enter into an escrow agreement.
Need a second, please.
I'll second that.
Discussion. If not,
I ask for a roll call vote on this resolution, please. Emily? Yes. Michael?
Yes.
Nancy?
yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Kevin?
Yes.
Jim? No.
Motion passes. We will move on to the levy hearing.
So in looking at our tax fees that we're looking at for our levy, we are looking at keeping our levy at the same that it has been over the last couple of years in recognition of 2023 as a reassessment year.
Is that the information?
That is correct. So with our prepayment being adopted, we are able to put about 17 cents more in our debt service in order to support our debt service fund. Leaving us at a total of 5.4772 for our tax levy.
And that is what it's been for several years, and we're not raising it, we're keeping it the same, and I would like to address some statements that have been made concerning the district and the amount of taxes that have been assessed. The district does not assess taxes. The district sets the tax levy. We do not value people's property. We do not value personal property or real property. That is what the assessor does. And I just want to make that real clear to everyone. And if anybody else has anything they would like to state during this hearing, feel free.
I feel honestly we should try to lower it over time. We are at the highest compared to many other districts. We're actually even either higher or right at with Bay Summit, and it's a completely different. We got a lot of blue collar people in our town, and I know that what's best for the students is obviously more money. I get it, but also we have to also look at our community too. So I know that we set the tax levy, but we don't set the assessment of homes. But assessment of homes have gone up. So people's taxes are still going up. So even if we keep it at the same, people are still paying more money on their taxes, which hurts our community. And sometimes if we can look at that, honestly, I think people would be able to maybe do more, I'd be willing to help too, but more fundraising and other areas to bring in money if we can save the people some money as well. So I do think as a board, we need to be open-minded in another way besides just keeping it the same and start lowering it in a way. Because if you look at other districts and you look at the numbers, and I was shocked when I went to MSBA last year, and then even looking at the information given to us this weekend, or this week, why are our taxes in Harrisonville as high or higher than some of the more pristine areas? we don't all live in, you see what I'm saying? Not everybody lives in a cushy house. Some of us, they're struggling, so we need to look at our people and see that it's been going up and everything's been inflated. So I think as a district and as a board, over time, we really need to work on that.
The only other, I don't disagree with you on it at all, but the reality is that everything that goes into the district as well is also gone up and is more expensive too, so there is a balancing act, whether it's inflation on that too.
Right.
It's more expensive for the district to operate as well, so it's kind of a terrible situation to be in right now.
And also like, I'm selfish about, why does my kid's education, why does my kid's teacher's salary take the brunt of the levy when the road and bridge, are we talking the road and bridge, or are we talking to the EMS fire? I feel like sometimes it just trickles its way to us, it's
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
I'm not willing to,
I don't want less money for our district, I'm just saying, if we can figure out a way over time to be able to pay our teachers more and to take care of our students, there's gotta be another way. There's got to be another way. And so that's why I was against it, but that's it.
Well, I was just gonna say, I know, and I'll talk about Cass County as a whole. The county, our sales tax went up, the money that came in through the county has increased substantially. So, if the county holds a levy or reduces a levy, they've got other sources of income. We don't have another source of income per se, other than this. Some of that is the funding formula and things, and some of that needs to change through Jefferson City. But also, in some of the information that we all got, if you look in there, if you look at the city's levy, and you add the city's levy and our school's levy, with going to the 5.4772, and I only looked at 3 before I came in here, or figured the numbers out, but Pleasant Hill, Greenmore, us. If you add those two together, we're still the 3rd lowest on that aspect. Now, other cities of other size, different incomes, things coming in, I get that, but I do think we're being good stewards, and I totally get it. I'm not for big government and taxes, but I also think we've been very good stewards of our patrons, our citizens' money.
I don't disagree, I'm just.
So it is a tough thing, but until some other things change, we really.
Not like Dr. Chastain's situation.
Yeah.
So we, as a district, have taken the time to really look at that levy and note that actual piece is weighing on us as well, knowing that we have a responsibility to our community. The thing that I would like to point out that you guys have done as a board has been very responsible. You are very responsible stewards of our community's money, and we appreciate that. There is no excess that you can see around our district as extravagant expenses, and that is all due to the fact that you guys have taken the right approach, the way that we do things. One of the things that we have to look at and be real to ourselves as a district is that we continue to lose enrollment. And what happens is when we lose that enrollment, then our state funding goes down on our end. And so in order to balance that out, we are needing that tax levy from our county and community. In looking at our gains, the board approved budget for this year is right at what we had projected for our increase. But in order for us to realize our enrollment decline, we are going to need to take this at this time in order to support. Our ADA is what we look at. When COVID hit, we were able to, because all school districts were losing students during COVID, Desi set it to where you could go back to your 2019 year ADA, and you could do that all the way through this school year and count. If your count is lower now, you could go back and count whichever was higher, which was for us, again, 2019, when we had our hire. This coming year, we are going to have to take our ADA as it is now, or go back to a previous year in the last year, which would be last year's ADA, which again was down. And looking at that enrollment decline from 2019 to now, it is a little over 220 students. And thinking about that, when you figure in the average daily attendance, what we get from the state, that is about $1.4 million that we will be not receiving from the state based on our enrollment decline. And so now more than ever, that opportunity from our great community who has had great growth and support of our district will be a necessary piece. I have talked to other districts that have had great enrollment increases, and knowing that they've had other areas where their assessed valuation has gone up, they've had some opportunities with that enrollment increase to step back. But with where we're at this time, we need to make sure that where we're located, we have to still be competitive with Belton, Great Neck, Lee Summit, where many of our teachers go. And we need to make sure that we're keeping those great teachers in our classrooms. And we also need to make sure that as we expect success from everybody in our schools, in our district, and our students, that we're able to support them with the appropriate staffing as well. So that is a good reason for us to note that we will always take good care of our community. We don't take it for granted. It is something that we very much value, and we appreciate all the support from our community.
We do indeed. Thank you. That does conclude the levy hearing portion. Should we go right into regular session? Okay, we will go right into regular session. I will call that to order, and we will have a pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item 4C, preview and approval